Where can $750,000 buy the most house by the square foot in the Seattle suburbs in 2026? I'm counting down 5 Western Washington suburbs outside Seattle, ranked by how much estimated space that budget can reach, ending with the biggest square foot winner. The calculation is simple. Take a $750,000 budget, divide it by the local price per square foot, then compare the result across Seattle area suburbs. Zillow's home value estimates from May 2026 and Redfin's price per square foot figures from the same month keep the comparison consistent. And every suburb here comes in below $360 per square foot. One quick note before the countdown. These are estimated square foot calculations, not promises about any specific home for sale. And lower price per square foot often comes with a longer trip back towards Seattle job centers. Number 5 is Lakewood. Lakewood starts the countdown with the lowest median home value of the 5, $517,761 at $328 per square foot. A $750,000 budget pencils to roughly 2,286 square feet. That puts Lakewood firmly in more house for the money territory, while still landing around the lakes that give the city its name. Walk Score rates the area at 85, which is the highest walk score. What makes Lakewood interesting for this topic is the combination of a lower median and a square foot price that still leaves room below the $750,000 mark. You are not just chasing size here. The typical value sits well under the target budget, so the numbers show some cushion above the median. The setting is also different from the denser suburbs closer to Seattle, with a more spread-out South Sound feel and lake center geography. The trade-off is location. Lakewood is a Pierce County pick, so Seattle-bound travel can run long during rush hour. Number 4 is Federal Way. Federal Way comes in at $317 per square foot, which turns $750,000 into roughly 2,365 estimated square feet. The median home value is $593,329, so it also sits below the target budget. Geographically, Federal Way has a clear identity between Puget Sound beaches and Dash Point State Park. That mix of shoreline access and lower square foot pricing is why it earns the number 4 spot. Federal Way is also the first entry where the car-first trade-off really matters. Its walk score is 29, so the day-to-day pattern tends to depend more on driving than strolling from errand to errand. For buyers comparing square footage instead of a downtown-style lifestyle, though, the math is the headline. It beats Lakewood on price per square foot, while keeping the median below $600,000. In practical terms, this is a suburb where the $750,000 calculation stretches past 2,300 square feet, without pushing into the highest median price of the group. Number 3 is Puyallup. Puyallup lands almost neck and neck with Federal Way on the square foot math, but slightly edges ahead at $316 per square foot. That means $750,000 works out to roughly 2,373 estimated square feet. The median home value is $631,810. The downtown core, around the farmers market and fairgrounds, gives Puyallup a more defined center than many larger spread-out suburbs. That downtown piece matters because it gives Puyallup a different kind of balance. You still get one of the 5 lowest square foot prices here, but the city also has a walk score of 81, which is unusually high for a suburb competing on house size. The fairgrounds, market area, and historic core create more visible town structure than you might expect from a place ranking this well on square footage. The caution is the same South Sound reality. Commutes back towards Seattle can be lengthy at peak times, so the space advantage should be weighed against regular travel patterns. Number 2 is Bonney Lake. Bonney Lake makes a big jump in estimated space at $306 per square foot. With a $750,000 budget, that pencils to roughly 2,450 square feet. The median home value is $683,242, the highest of these 5, but still under the target budget. Its setting on the plateau above the Puyallup Valley near Lake Tapps gives it a different profile from the flatter South Sound suburbs below. The square foot number is the reason Bonney Lake rises to number 2. Even with the highest median in the countdown, the price per square foot is low enough that the budget stretches noticeably farther than it does in Puyallup, Federal Way, or Lakewood. The trade-off is right there in the walk score. Bonney Lake comes in at 10, which signals a very car-first routine. For this specific ranking, though, the focus is not sidewalk density or quick access to Seattle. It is how much estimated interior space $750,000 can buy in the Seattle area suburb orbit. And number 1 is Fife. Fife takes the top spot with the lowest price per square foot of the group, $296. At that number, a $750,000 budget pencils to roughly 2,533 estimated square feet. The median home value is $562,488, which gives Fife one of the strongest combinations here. Low median, low square foot price, and the largest estimated home size. Its location along the Puyallup River Flats also gives it a clear South Sound identity. What pushes Fife above Bonney Lake is the extra efficiency in the math. Dropping from $306 per square foot to $296 may sound small, but on a $750,000 budget, it is enough to separate first place from second. Fife's walk score is 37, so it is not the most walkable entry, but it is not as car-dependent by this measure as Bonney Lake. For buyers who are comparing suburbs strictly by estimated square footage, Fife is the clearest winner in this 2026 snapshot. Fife also shows why square foot rankings can surprise people. It is not the lowest median home value here. That belongs to Lakewood. It is not the highest walk score pick. That belongs to Lakewood as well, with Puyallup close behind. But Fife's price per square foot is the deciding factor. And because the median still sits well below $750,000, it wins the most house equation outright. So, the final countdown is Lakewood, Federal Way, Puyallup, Bonney Lake, and Fife. Bigger space here usually means longer drives or more car-first routines. Every number in this video is sourced. Links are in the description. Which neighborhood would have made your top 5? If this helped, tap like, subscribe, and tell me what Seattle area ranking you want next.